A few days ago, my brother and I were trying to determine what would the most average human being be like. Now, automatically I assumed there'd be no way to determine such a thing because of all the different countries and cultures that are around the world. But after thinking about this for a few days, I realized I very possibly could be the most average human being on the planet. Okay, so you might be thinking, Christa, what are you trying to get at here? So, I'll just give you a little context. I've been watching a lot of videos lately that have been titled Growing Up Blank American, and I don't know, I find them very interesting, and I'll link a couple of the videos that I've watched down below. I really like this video idea concept because it embraces different cultures and ethnicities that people have, and I don't know, I thought I'd share my own because they inspired me to do so. So I hope this video also inspires you to share your own story. Okay, so I am, if you're wondering, I am a white American. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. Growing up, I always had this weird notion in my head that because I was just like white American, I didn't really have this really special culture or cultural identity or anything like that. And so, I don't know, it's kind of sad that I thought that. And after diving into it after I grew up, I realized that I have a lot more special background than I thought. Honestly, I just recently found out that I am most likely a third generation immigrant, which is a lot more recent than I thought I was, because again, I thought I was just white American. I thought I was here, my family was here forever, and turns out it was only a few generations ago we came here. Like, honestly, that excited me a little bit because, I don't know, that's a lot more interesting and recent, you know? You don't think, I didn't think that because I was white, I was just here forever and I don't have some interesting story. But yeah, if you wanted to know, I am part Dutch and a whole lot of German. So I wasn't raised on that culture too much, mostly during holidays when I was with my extended family. I'd learn about my culture through the authentic meals and some stories, but that was about it. And so it wasn't really at home that I practiced those things, and maybe some foods sometimes. So I didn't really think of that as like, this is who I am German. Like, that's not really how I thought about it. I really was just like, oh, that's just a little bit, and I just so happen to be, but that's more my parents and grandparents, you know. In my household, I was raised Christian. I found that that was its own culture, actually, through the traditions and the different practices we had in our house of, like, going to church every Sunday and praying before meals and before bed and stuff like that. Honestly, growing up in this sort of culture, I kind of saw myself having some of these similar identifications, whether that was like overprotective parents or this weird striving of always wanting to be the best in school, stuff like that. But it was just from a different source that I felt these ways, or had these similar experiences. But I also realized that when I was younger, I also was friends with a lot of really cool people that were a lot more in touch with their cultural heritage, whether that was having authentic meals like every day or speaking their native language. It was really cool, and I was fortunate enough for them to feel like they could share that culture with me. And after being friends with those people for a while, like a long while, I don't know, I kind of accepted that as a little part of my culture as well. The best way I can explain that is as someone who is a study abroad, or someone who has lived in a different country for a long time, or maybe a month or something. They're put into this different culture. They weren't necessarily brought up in it or born into that specific ethnicity, culture, country, whatever, but they have been shown and have experienced a part of that culture, and they find comfort in it and familiarity and a homeness to it. Basically, I realized that even though I didn't fully identify with like my past German heritage, it was still a culture in my life from the little bit I experienced. And so was the different cultures that my friends had, because it became a part of myself. What I'm trying to say is my culture and identity is developed through my experiences with all these different kinds of people and backgrounds. Now that I'm older, I realize that I'm much more American than ever. Not the cowboy, barbecue, and tailgate kind, even though honestly that is part of my culture, even if it is a stereotype, but because I am a mix of all these different types of cultures, and I'm lucky enough to live in a country that surrounds me in so many different types. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is we should just keep our minds open and embrace all the cultures that there is, whether we identify with them or not. We are made up of a multitude of different cultures that make up our identities. No one's identity is the same, so really to be the most average human being alive is to really be yourself. I'm sorry for the really corny punchline. I'll try to make it up to you, but no promises. So that is all for my video today. I just want to say thank you for watching. I also have an article version on my website and linked down below called Defining Cultural Identity if you want to share that or read that to your reader friends, or share this video to anyone who might want to watch it, and encourage other people to share their stories and their backgrounds and see who they are. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. So, yeah. So feel free to share this around. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye! There was some spit on that one. I'm sorry. Okay.
I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there?
Be yourself. That is why I'm wearing the shirt. And I'm gonna say how being yourself is the best version of anyone and anyone can be. I don't know what I'm doing.